Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stretch the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand or 10,000 Kenyan shillings or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. It's September 26th. We are here tonight on a Thursday, the last Thursday of September. We're trucking along very, very well. Hope everybody's doing good this evening. Make sure I put this silent because somebody be trying to call me, right? Like always. But tonight we're going to talk about New York City Mayor Eric Adams. We're going to talk about him tonight. He was indicted. I remember when I got off the stream last night, and I have all the news apps on my phone. And so I get alerts all the time. When I saw he was indicted, I say, what? He was indicted? Like, oh, man, what happened? Right? And I forgot to add this picture, so I'll do it now before I even get started. This picture right here that I'm about to add, ladies and gentlemen, boy, it speaks volumes right now, does it? This picture right here. Don't this picture right here speak volumes? Puffy and Eric Adams together. This was about a year ago. Okay, this was a year ago with Puffy and Eric Adams, and now both of them are both indicted by the same Southern District of New York on charges. So that's just very interesting. Now Puffy did give the key back and everything, but still, it's just interesting. All right, so we're going to definitely have that conversation tonight, right? We're going to have that conversation about Eric Adams, and, I got to listen to, what everything is being said, his charges, all of that. And I'm like, huh? You know, and I just kind of listened to his charges and what they say, you know, why they had to charge him while he was in office. That's like the most interesting thing. He's in office. Most time they let him get out of office, then they go charge him. But they doing this while he's in office. And really everything that he's done is financial. It was nothing like, you know, anybody violent or anything. No. This is all. You're going to hear how vague some of this stuff is. I'm like, man, really? Because it's kind of easy to get caught up in that if you're an elected official. But we'll talk about all this tonight. With that being said, before we get to all of that, yeah, it's something every day, y'all. It's something every day. And boy, this I don't know what it is about today, but you know, well, I had a pretty good workout today, so I guess it's finally catching up with me. You know, you have one of them workouts, and you know you getting it in the gym, and you know you're going a little heavier, just a little heavier on the weights. You know how that gets you sometimes toward the end of the day. So you know, it's one of them things. We're gonna power through it. Real quick, if you're going to Ethiopia with us, make sure to keep up with all of that. You know, that'll be coming up very soon. Don't think March is that far away. The way time passed, you look up and it'll be January already. And it'll be right around the corner. So keep up with that. I see people sometime send me emails about the Ethiopia trip. If you do, I will forward you to Kellen and whatever they decide over there, because I've done my part on this, because I got other things to talk about, maybe promote, etc. Also, the African Diaspora News Channel app. You know, appreciate everybody who has downloaded it in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Those of you, especially my monthly people, let me talk to you more so than anything. There's a lot of people that did sign up for monthly, and we greatly appreciate it. We price it at $9.99 because, you know, we feel that is, you know, a cost that wouldn't be too hard on the back pocket monthly, right? You know, $9.99 a month. And I feel the platform, you know, is worth $9.99 a month at least, right? What we produce here, what we're constantly producing here all the time, not only myself, but others, with your support that you have been giving us. We was conducting some interviews today for, you know, some editors that we were trying to hire. We need an editor because we have a lot of content that needs to come out that has not even came out, and I'm very bothered by that. So we need help with that. Because of your support, we can even consider doing that. So when you support us monthly, and you know when you have them like I see when the month come up, you know, again, and we see, you know, certain things fail payments for the $9.99. I'm like, well, maybe I don't know what that's about. So I'm just saying that, you know, if you probably got an email about it, probably, you know, if you support the platform, then yeah, we greatly appreciate you to continue to support the platform monthly, because a quarterly may be, you know, pricey, a year may be too pricey, but the $9.99, it may be right in the ballpark. And I support a lot of platforms, you know, actually myself, on various platforms, Patreon, people's websites. I support all kind of platforms myself too. So, thank you in advance. I greatly appreciate that. Also, what can we say today that's inspirational? We will say before we get started, be glad you woke up this morning. Be glad you're here on this live stream, because some people can't be on a live stream right now because they in a coma, or they just lost their life and not here anymore. So be happy that you are here. Whatever problems you got, you can get through them, okay? You can get through them with God's help. So, and hold his hand, and you'll get through it. Some things are for you to go through, not around. And when you go through things, you're better on the other end. And that what I like to say to y'all today is inspirational, because some things you got to go through. You can't go around everything, all right? So with that being said, and that's the way I'm feeling right now. Let's go in. I'm probably gonna just skip the devotional tonight, because I want to just knock this out. Because, you know, I may end a little earlier than probably what I should. You know, we don't know how I feel. But let's go on and get started with that. So we're gonna skip it. So Yes, class has started. Get ready to learn something new. Let's quicken your mind. Let's quicken your spirit. That's what we want to do here. But first, we got to do our shameless plug, and not because we got a government contract or nothing, but we're going to do our shameless plug because it's a strategy to us doing this here. Make sure you go to vote.gov because you want to get registered to vote. As I told y'all, I just checked my voter registration status before we logged on, and I'm active. I'm good. I made sure to take care of that. So make sure you check yours before you go vote so nobody can accuse you of voter fraud or whatever. If you are a felon, make sure that you live in a state where you can vote. If you can't, don't do it. And the law is about, well, you can't vote if you're a felon. Now, that was done to prevent black people from voting. I hope you know that, right? Because the gun thing is one thing, but what voting is going to do? How voting is going to hurt somebody, right? You just voting, right? But how sinister these folks is. So your boy Eric Adams, let's get to him. Your boy Eric Adams, last night the news dropped that he was being indicted. And I'm going to play some clips for y'all, so maybe some of y'all seen these clips. Maybe you have not seen these clips. But we're going to start off with what Eric Adams' response was the moment the news came out last night that he got indicted. Then we'll go back to Mr. Damian Williams over there in the Southern District of New York, talking about his charges. And then Eric Adams did another said a few words or so. It was about 20 minutes, but I'm not playing 20 minutes for y'all. You can hear what he kind of says in response to after Mr. Damian Williams, the U.S. attorney, had talked about his charges. Then we will feature two more videos a little later. That's very important. So let's go ahead and cue this up so y'all can go ahead on and hear exactly what was said in that order.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target, and a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit. If I'm charged, I know I am innocent. I will request an immediate trials so the New Yorkers can hear the truth. New Yorkers know my story. They know where I come from. I have been fighting injustice my entire life. That fight has continued as your mayor. Despite our pleas, when the federal government did nothing as its broken immigration policies overloaded our shelter system with no relief, I put the people of New York before party and politics. Now, if I am charged, many may say I should resign because I cannot manage the city while fighting the case. I can also understand how everyday New Yorkers will be concerned that I cannot do my job while I face accusation. But I have been facing these lies for months since I began to speak out for all of you and their investigation started. Yet the city has continued to improve. Make no mistake, you elected me to lead this city, and lead it I will. I humbly ask for your prayers and your patience as we see this through. God bless you, and God bless the city of New York.
My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the United States Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today we are announcing campaign finance, bribery, and conspiracy charges against Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City. As the indictment alleges, Mayor Adams engaged in a long-running conspiracy in which he solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal, and even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions. These benefits included free international business class flights and opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who was giving him what. But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them. We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing that they were given to him because of his position. And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection. The corruption alleged in the indictment is, as I said, long-running. As we allege in the indictment, Adams' solicitation of illegal campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey. Adams knew that these wealthy individuals could not legally donate in a U.S. election. Federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence. Yet Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor. And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled these corrupt relationships, seeking more illegal campaign contributions from some of the same foreign sources to support his re-election campaign. Adams also took contributions that broke other laws. As we allege, he sought contributions from businessmen far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way by accepting the money through so-called straw donors. A straw donor contributes someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source, such as a foreign businessman, a corporation, or a wealthy New Yorker who has already contributed the maximum amount allowed. And as we allege, Adams circumvented all of these laws, taking contributions from exactly the sources the law prohibits, all to benefit his mayoral campaigns. Now, Adams also personally benefited from the illegal conduct alleged in the indictment. Adams solicited and accepted over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits for years from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. Adams started accepting undisclosed luxury travel benefits at least as early as 2016. He took these benefits nearly every year through 2021.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here this morning. And I want to thank the supporters of all ethnic groups that are here, particularly the men and women of the clergy that's here, that have joined me here today. And we are not surprised. We expected this. This is not surprising to us at all. The actions that have unfolded over the last 10 months, the leaks, the commentary, the demonizing, this did not surprise us that we reached this day. And I ask New Yorkers to wait to hear our defense before making any judgments. In about 30 minutes, you're going to hear a story of the case that is in front of us. This story will come from the federal prosecutors. And I ask to wait and hear our side to this narrative. From here, my attorneys will take care of the case so I can take care of the city. My day-to-day will not change. I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers that I was elected to do. And the 300,000 plus employees of our city government will continue to do their jobs, because this is what we do as New Yorkers. It's an insult to the hardworking people of the city that anyone would say that they won't do their jobs while this case proceeds in the background. They are dedicated public servants, and I have been one of them for many years. And they're going to continue to do their job, moving the city forward every day. It's an unfortunate day, and it's a painful day. But inside of all of that, it's a day where we will finally reveal why for 10 months I have gone through this. And I look forward to defending myself and defending the people of this city as I've done throughout my entire professional career.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, Eric Adams and what he had to say. Now, this is something that I want to kind of get into here. Let me get back on the screen. Give me a second. I want to pull up something about Eric Adams here. Just give me a second, so I can just give you exactly what in detail his charges. Just give me a second. All right, here we go. All right, so let me get back on the screen here. So Eric Adams, a lot of the things that he was being charged with, I'm like, huh? So as you heard the U.S. Attorney, Mr. Williams, of course, I didn't play the whole 18, 20-minute press conference, but some of the things that he was doing was like, for some reason, he had a relationship with Turkish people, right? Okay, fine. So what he was doing was he'll fly over there to Turkey and then like, hey, he'll get a business class upgrade. Okay. So it makes me think, well, did they come up to him and say, hey, I'll give you a business class upgrade, but you better do something for me in New York? Did that go down? Or did they say something like, oh, shoot, man, you a politician in New York, or you the mayor of New York? Oh, shoot, man, you're the mayor of New York, don't need to be riding economy. Come up here to business class. Well, we want to go ahead and treat you, from the airline. Would that be considered? Let's say that happened, right? And he said, yo, shoot, man, free business class, cool. I'm going to the front. You can get charged for a crime if you accept business class because it's a gift and you didn't write it. Well, you have to write it down that you had free business class. Another thing they was doing with him in Istanbul, they let him stay at places like the St. Regis. The St. Regis is expensive. I seen that particular hotel, and they gave him like one of they nice, very, very, very nice suites over there. Okay, did the St. Regis tell him, well, I'm going to give you this suite if you do something for the St. Regis people in New York? Did they say that? That's all I'm curious about. Because listen, you may not like Eric Adams for whatever the reason, but I don't like to see nobody, especially a black person, even if I disagree with their politics, to be railroaded, and you got these folks around here doing a whole lot more than what he's doing. Because I told y'all a long time ago, I can have a problem with black people, but I'm always going to be on code with black people. You understand? And one thing that I don't want to do, especially when I'm kind of listening to something, dogpiling on another black person, because he is, according to the law, he is considered innocent until proven guilty. So he just because they said he did it doesn't mean he actually did it, right? According to quote unquote the law. Now, they said that he took flights to India, because he'll go to Turkey and then he'll take flights from there with Turkish Airlines, because I guess he had a relationship with Turkish Airlines. So he flew Turkish Airlines from Turkey to India. He went to Ghana one time. I think one time he went to Ghana Turkish Airlines. He flew, they upgraded him to business class. Every time kept saying that he kept being upgraded, or his people that's with him kept being upgraded to business class, and it wasn't part of like the Turkish Airlines reward program. I flew Turkish Airlines before. They do have a reward program, but they say it wasn't part of that. It was just they were just upgrading him for some sort of favor. But I'm like, I was curious to see what the proof of that is. And they talked about how they had a consulate or something like that in New York. They wanted to get the building permit approved, and it was taking all day, which I know exactly what they're talking about there, because with the freaking permits over here, when my wife was going to open up her cake shop, for 3 freaking months, she could not open because of freaking permits. These people playing around. So that Turkish dude say, "Oh shoot, I'm cool with Eric Adams. Hey man, hey, what can we do to get this permit sped up? Because man, because what happened is I think it was the president of Turkey was coming to New York, so they wanted that Turkish building open. So when he got here, so they went to Eric Adams and say, "Hey man, what we need to do to get this permit, real quick, man. We want to get open before the president get here to Turkey." So Eric Adams like, okay, well, let me go ahead on and try to get that expedited and whatever. And he did that, right? And then they got their permit. So he's being like part of bribery and all that mess with that. How many people do that in cities? Are like, hey, man, what can you do to get this permit done? They didn't say that he gave a big bag to him to do the permit. I'm just listening to these charges that they have on him, right? None of it was violent, so he should get a bail. He'll get a bail because nothing he did was violent. But he was charged with 5 counts, okay? 5 counts. And it said, and punishable up to 45 years in prison. Now, Eric Adams is a 64-year-old man. 64. Any prison sentence for the 64-year-old man is like life. So the most serious charge he has is wire fraud, which you don't want that charge. Whatever you do, and that one comes with a maximum of 20 years. Now, they say that charge stemmed from the allegations that he stole from New York City's matching funds program. Say the program, it says, designed to give New Yorkers a greater voice in elections and matches donations from, it says, city residents with public funds. It said, but it prohibits the use of straw donations. It said, according to the indictment, it said the program requires candidates to certify compliance with campaign finance regulations. That's another reason why, some of y'all say, you feel you should run for a public office. No, I'm not. No. Because let me tell you something. We were discussing this today. A lot of your black politicians, when they're running, listen to what a lot of them say. A lot of them really want to do good. A lot of them do. I really genuinely believe they want to do good. But when they get in that office, that Democrat Party sit them down and say, look, I know all that mess you was talking about with the black community, and we glad you got elected. But look, this is how it's going to roll. You're going to do what the party say. Not all that what you talking about with the black community. Now, let's go back to Puffy. Let's mention Puffy. The term leverage. They say Puffy had it in freak-off tapes as leverage against a lot of people. So if you talk crap about Puffy, maybe your freak-off tapes get leaked out. If you don't want to work with Puffy on certain things or whatever the case may be, maybe your freak-off tapes get leaked out. So it's leverage. Now, the Democrat Party does the same thing too, okay? They could be like, hey, now, we know back in 2015, you took this money over here, Eric, okay? So if you don't want that to turn into anything, just it'll never turn into nothing. Just go along the party. That's it. Just go along the party. We'll give you the talking points. We'll do whatever, but you do what we tell you to do. And if you get out of line, we got something for you. Brandon Johnson. Do y'all remember Brandon Johnson? He had to go basically to the hospital for a couple of days. Because think about Brandon Johnson in Chicago. I talked to people in Chicago, and I'm glad I did. Brandon Johnson was actually a respected guy in Chicago. They said he did a lot of great work in the black community from what everybody had told me that. So they said they're shocked when he got into office and start doing what he's doing, because he would never do nothing like that. And what I personally believe about Brandon Johnson is that he's stuck in a rock and a hard place, because I believe he wants to do right, but he knows if I do anything against these people, man, what they gonna do to me? I really believe that that's the position Brandon Johnson is in personally. Because these black politicians, some of them is like, okay, well, shoot, I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm getting my check. Cool. That's why we have a Congressional Black Caucus that won't do nothing for black people. Because the moment they do, the moment they call, really, let's tell the truth. It doesn't give an excuse. If all of them will come out in unison and say, look, this is how it really works, and if I say something, I'm going to get in trouble some way, somehow. If everybody at the same time do it and get the community behind you, then it'll be something a little different, right? Because as I talk to people, as I find out more things, it's not so cut and dry all the time about, oh, they just don't do nothing for black people. And this will do. Listen, it's sanctioned for them to do for other groups, and it's sanctioned for them not to do nothing for us. That's why everything for us can't come through a politician. It got to come through the grassroots. And the main thing that Eric Adams did that really pissed him off was when he started calling out the situation about the migrants, when he started calling Biden out, in which he was right, though. They say right now there's 210,000 migrants in New York City right now. Eric Adams said we don't have money to pay for that no more. The money's gone. He was saying the federal government should reimburse New York so they can pay for this stuff, because we shouldn't be footing the bill. Biden and Kamala Harris did not give that man no help. Right? And notice how quiet she is. She's not saying nothing about all these indictments going on, but she didn't say nothing about Sonia Massey. She didn't say nothing about what? Marcellus, I think his last name Williams, right? The brother that was just executed. She didn't say nothing about that. But that's y'all sister girl, right? That y'all want to go vote for, Ski-Wee? Okay. Now, after all of this, ladies and gentlemen, Kwame Kilpatrick, you remember him, the former mayor of Detroit? He had something to say about the situation. So let's go ahead on and play what Kwame Kilpatrick had to say about New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
Good morning, family. I see that the feds are at it again. They've indicted and formally charged Eric Adams, mayor of New York. My heart and prayers go out to him and his family, because they in for a dogfight. You know, it brought back some eerie feelings for me, because those were the first charges, in my case, illegal campaign contributions. None of those charges made it to the courtroom. They were later dropped, but it gave the feds the entrance point to start the J. Edgar Hoover treatment on the people that they wanted to break down. Yeah, they bring them in, they show them pictures of their children, they tell them they're going to be in a larger conspiracy, go to prison if they don't just sign this statement saying that he did this. And most of them do, all of them do, really. And then they absolve themselves from prosecution. I want you to see also that it's the Democratic Party going after another black mayor. This happens all over the country: Texas, Oklahoma, California, Florida, New Orleans, Detroit, Chicago. It's happening all over the country. Now, New York, if you unashamed and unabashed and strong enough to say, no, I'm independently working for these people and looking after their interests, the first thing they're going to do is turn you against those people. Yeah, it's a textbook thing. J. Edgar Hoover, wizard, wicked genius. Listen, if black lives really matter, they better start mattering to black people, because we the worst haters of ourselves than anybody.
All right, so that's Kwame Kilpatrick, who probably be still rotting in jail if it wouldn't been for a pardon from Donald Trump. Now, Kwame Kilpatrick was a Democrat. He was a Democrat, and Trump is the one that got him out. Okay, so that's that. Trump weighed in on all this too today. I don't know if y'all knew about Trump weighed in on this. And let's go ahead and play what Trump had to say, because if what Trump is saying is what he's saying, let's cue this up with Trump.
I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know the mayor well, but he's been fairly generous to me in his statements for a while. I thought you had the worst mayor ever that we had prior to him. I will say this. I watched about a year ago when he talked about how the illegal migrants are hurting our city and the federal government should pay us and we shouldn't have to take them. And I said, you know what? He'll be indicted within a year. And I was exactly right, because that's what we have. We have people that use the Justice Department and the FBI at levels that have never been seen before. So I wish him luck. I don't know anything about what he did, but I told a lot of people right over there, that group was saying, you know, sir, you were right about that. When they mentioned that, I said, they came in and he was pretty strong about it. He said, this is really unfair to make us carry this burden. We shouldn't be doing this. This is New York City. I mean, your parks are loaded up. I just passed recently Madison Avenue, the Roosevelt Hotel. It's like nobody would recognize it. That's Midtown. But he came out very strongly against it. He was right, by the way, because it's ruining our country. He was honest. And I said, he will be indicted within a year. And that's what happened. And I noticed the indictment's very old. It goes back a long time. Well, I had the same thing. They went way before the statute of limitations. So I wish him well, but I said that he will be indicted because he did that. You take a look. That's what they do. These are dirty players. These are bad people. They cheat and they do anything necessary. These are bad people. And we need an honest Justice Department. We need an honest FBI, and we need it fast. Yeah.
Oh shoot! I'm glad you said something. I'm talking so much here. Well, anyway, what y'all did not hear? Jesus, what y'all didn't hear? Okay, let me start over. I was talking about the Biden-Harris DOJ. That's what I was talking about. You say Phil's long-winded eating here tonight. Yeah. It's all right. I can start over. So basically what I was saying is that the Biden-Harris DOJ, and notice I say Biden-Harris DOJ, has been hell on black people, not only in America, but globally, okay? So the Biden-Harris DOJ, if you remember, start really going after like the elder with the Uhuru movement, that elder, and raided that brother. He ended up going to court, and he was 82 years old. He had two charges. Well, one is being a foreign agent for Russia, which he beat that charge. He was found not guilty. But he was found guilty of conspiring against the U.S. government. Now, this brother's 82 years old. That's a sentence that carries up to 5 years. Well, a man that's 82 years old can't be doing no 5-year bid in no prison or federal prison. But that's your Biden-Harris Department of Justice there, right? Let's look at Puffy. Everybody's talking about this video from 2016 with Puffy. Why wasn't he charged then? And it technically that's considered assault. What Puffy did, as bad as it looked, it was considered assault. And if you look at Puffy's indictment, he's not being charged with assault. If you look at Puffy's indictment, and I don't support doing things when you got no business, of course not. But when you look at, he's trafficking, but what is the trafficking he's doing? Flying S workers that agreed to go over there where he at. They got on the planes, they got on the cars, wherever they went. They were paid money because he was known to be tricking. Even 50 talks about that. He tricks a lot, like a Puffy, right? So is it trafficking if they go on their own? Is it coercion if they chose to be there? Because he didn't force nobody to do it. At least we haven't heard of him forcing or dragging a woman in a house. Or, when you hear trafficking, you think about they kidnapping a woman, a girl, or a boy, or somebody like that, right? Kidnapping them and forcing them into these brothels. Them shows that you'll watch on Netflix or Amazon or something. Them kind of trafficking shows. When I hear trafficking, that's what I'm thinking. When I hear trafficking. But that's what he's charged with, right? So it's so many different things. So this is the thing. Now, what I thought y'all heard, if I was Eric Adams right now, and here's why. because Trump said what he said about Eric Adams, I would want Trump to win because he may drop the charges or he may pardon me. If I was Eric Adams, because Trump could do that if he wins, right? Trump would say, you know what? No, drop them charges off of him because because when Trump get in, if he wins, if he get in, he gonna have his own person at DOJ, so he could say that no, drop them charges, and then if Trump get in, he also can remove people too out of certain positions like that. The guy that's over there now. Who's to say Trump won't pardon Puffy if he's convicted? Who's to say? Yeah. Look, it's not about liking Diddy. Diddy has a lot of things that he's done that you should get at Diddy about. But, if anything, like we about the Tupac Shakur situation, or and they didn't even charge Puffy with even the narcotics. That's what I thought was strange. I say, look, if you can't get him on nothing, you should get him on them narcotics. Because what they said about Puffy was when they caught him, they said he had something in his room. Because he's clearly an addict. Obviously, you can't go a day without using, right? But, yeah, if I'm Eric Adams and if I'm Puffy, I will be praying that Trump wins that election. You don't want Harris to win that election. But what I was saying is, outside of America, you think about it. The Biden-Harris administration even been held to Haiti. Think about that. Think about what happened in Haiti to the president. That was under the Biden-Harris administration, right? And we all know he was assassinated. Why was he assassinated? Because he refused to do something. I don't want to spell it out. So from there, now let's go to the African continent. In Ghana, they wanted a law about LGBT. Who's trying to get involved with it and getting in their business? Biden and Harris administration. Uganda, same thing. They say, hey, man, we need a law that's not conducive to our culture. We don't want that. And then with the Biden-Harris administration, they're like, you either accept that or we're going to pull funding. And Museveni was like, we fine, do it. Let's go down to South Africa. The Biden-Harris administration accused South Africa of using their ports to ship weapons to Russia. And then it comes out they weren't doing a thing, which I know they weren't doing a thing because they don't manufacture weapons in South Africa. And then they had to eat crow on that. Then you hear about the situation in Somalia, the different things going on over there. Then you look at, of course, all the Ukraine stuff, all the money going on with there. But, let's talk about some investigations. You know who needs to be investigated? And I hope Trump win and do it. Investigate Nancy Pelosi. Let me tell you why. That is one of the most corrupt women in Congress, Nancy Pelosi. Do y'all know Nancy Pelosi? She is the person that's very guilty of insider trading, in my opinion. Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading. So in July of this year, Nancy Pelosi sold $500,000 worth of Visa stock. Just out the blue, sold it. Because they have certain people that follow her stock trades. There's an app called, I'm not going to promote them because they ain't paying me. But that's an app that tracks different people's investments. And if you want to invest like them, then all you do is sign up with them, and then they'll do your trades based on how they trade. So if Nancy Pelosi moves money over here and she sells something, then what they'll do, they'll sell your stock and then buy whatever Nancy Pelosi bought, right? That's what they do. So what she did in July, she sold $500,000 of Visa stock. Couple of months later, the DOJ puts an antitrust lawsuit against Visa. How does she know to sell her stock? And after they put the lawsuit on Visa, their stock start going down. How does she know that? How does she know that? How does she know? Congress people, anybody who's close to that shouldn't even be stock trading. Now, why isn't she investigated? Now, Eric Adams, he was just taking flights, getting free upgrades and rooms and expediting permits. And, you know, they say he was getting donations from, you know, not the proper way. Okay, that's that. But seriously, like he wants to face 45 years, up to 45 years in jail for that. When we have people in the migrants who are committing violent crimes right there in New York, and yet the migrants aren't. But see, the migrants are the untouchables. You can't touch them. Oh no. That's why when I do talk about black politicians, I do take issue with them. I really do. But since they know they underneath the radar like that, well, then they need to be more with the grassroots, because the grassroots will protect them. See, the problem with Eric Adams now is that now he wants grassroots support. Now he's surrounding himself, all them black people around him, you know, oh, he wants support now. But brother, you should have kept the black people with you the whole time. And then when the moment they try to, you know, squeeze something on you, then you can say, hey, but you know, at the same time, you gotta watch your back. You gotta watch your back. Don't like my grandmother always said, yeah, trouble can come your way, but don't make it easy for them. And unfortunately, Eric Adams did not consult with the right people to say when is something, you know, when it's something is a gift and when it's something is just, you know, maybe he should just pay for his flights. And maybe if they want to do him a favor, gave him a credit, you know, or something like that on his personal account. I don't know. But all of this during the man's time in office, no, that's sending him a message, because I really believe it's because he went out criticizing the Biden-Harris administration about migrants. And he's being used as an example that you better not criticize the Democrat Party publicly like that, or this is going to be you. So think about Brandon Johnson in Chicago right now. He like, oh man, you know, he's like, Brandon Johnson probably don't even want to run again. Look, if they controlling you like that, what's the point of running? What's the point of taking a check? What's the point? Yeah, they'll pay you, but you can't do much. You say Eric Adams will switch parties now and go public with any incriminating info against the DNC. You say he forgot where he was and felt like, he said he was in the club. All of them feel that way, that they all in the club. You look at, I think Sister Demetra pointed this out to me about talking about being in the club. They say on MSNBC, Joy Reid, her time slot is 7 p.m., which is like a prime time. And Kamala Harris had her interview as of recently in the prime time slot. And they used a white woman to interview her and not Joy Reid. And I'm like, why Joy Reid didn't interview her? Joy Reid crashes out for her all the time. And she didn't go sit down with Joy Reid at MSNBC? That's interesting. Boulay Martin doesn't get an interview either from her. All that crashing out. But y'all have to understand that administration is not for us like that. So when our sister Janet Jackson say, hey, she ain't like us. I don't know who that lady is. Now you understand? And also about that situation, she said some slick things about Michael. So yeah, she ain't forgot that about what you said about her brother. But it's like this, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I don't want nothing to do with their politics in America. No. If I was to ever do some politics, I'd rather do it outside of America, not here. No. Yeah. Eric say they have them by the balls. They do. They do one thing wrong. And listen, it's just not Diddy either. They probably got some evidence that, hey, you know, you see this video right here? That's you going into the strip club, or that's you in that massage parlor. Now, if you don't want your wife to know that you've been going to that massage parlor over there, then just be cool. If you're cool, your wife will never find out about it, you in this massage parlor. But we'll put this out on the news, and you get divorced, and she'll get everything in the divorce, and you'll be embarrassed and all of that. So just trust me, Diddy is not the only one. Who you think Diddy learned it from? Them. The originators of leverage and blackmail. Them, not black people. Diddy learned it from them. That's why I always tell people, try to live righteous. That way people can't use much against you. And if they try to use something against you, it's going to be hard. You say Clive Davis is the master teacher? Yeah. And he walking around not getting in no kind of trouble, but Puffy's locked up. And not Eric Adams. You think Eric Adams is the only one that took flights? You think Eric Adams is the only mayor in America, outside the super mayor, the only mayor in America that stayed in hotel rooms? That was like, hey, it's an upgrade. Hey, you the mayor of this city. Hey, we happy to have you here. Hey, let me give you this suite because, hey, we just want to just, hey, you an important person. We want to give you an upgrade. I don't see why that's a problem if they gave it to him. Now, if they told him we give you this in exchange for this, that's different. But if they just say, hey, the mayor of New York's here. Shoot. Oh, you staying in that room? It's a nice one, but no. Put him in the presidential suite. Put him over there. We want to make sure everybody take care of you. Mayor Adams, you're good when you're over here. Holler at me. I'm on duty. I don't see that as wrong unless they telling him we'll put you here, but you got to give us something in return. Yeah, the super mayor is not on that level. Nah. She do things domestically. She don't take bribes. She just use a company. She used the city credit card. She don't take no bribes. She say, I'm staying at the Four Seasons. I'm going to turn up in Vegas. Yeah, I'm doing all kind of things on your card, not mine. Shout out to Tiffany Henyard. Shout out to her. Eventually they going to get her too. They going to get her too. It's only a matter of time. I know it's going to come across the wire eventually. Tiffany Henyard has been indicted. I know it's coming. They did all that raiding over there. They didn't have a grand jury. It's coming. It's coming. You say, didn't the Supreme Court say bribes were illegal? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, are you talking about back? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But pay attention to the political party in office. Now, did you see Trump doing this with his DOJ, constantly putting black men up like that? You would think this would all happen during Trump, right? Because according to everybody else, he was the Klan, and yet he didn't do any of that. But then you get the guy in here who signed the 1994 crime bill. Well, not signed it, but authored the 1994 crime bill Joe, and his prosecutor, Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, his prosecutor. So the crime bill guy that wanted black people locked up and caused mass incarceration got with the prosecutor that locked black people up. Like, listen, I don't want to say a certain word because I may get in trouble on here, and it's not a cuss word, but how void of knowledge you could be to support that administration and even support this prosecutor. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, them two was a match in hell. The guy that authored black people to get mass incarcerated with the prosecutor that helped mass incarcerate black people too. But y'all was happy about that. But like I said, maybe I don't know much. Maybe y'all know something I don't know. You know, I thought, like I said, once again, I thought that we don't support prosecutors, and like that, because prosecutors haven't had a good relationship with the black community since we've been here. I haven't seen a bunch of righteous prosecutors that treated us fairly, because once again, fine. If you're going to indict Puffy, if you're going to indict Mayor Adams, fine. Well, make sure you bring all the white ones that did it too, because they're doing it too. Make sure you bring all the white ones that's doing freak offs. Get them too. Because there was a lot of white folks at the freak offs with Puffy, and I don't see none of them being dragged in either. Now, what they probably do is go drag in more artists and actors or whatever. You go drag the rest of them in, all the black ones, but all the white ones, they gonna be like, no charges. You know, Hugh Hefner, he was the king of the freak offs. He was known for the freak offs, and he got no charges. This dude was known for wearing a robe all day. That's all this dude did at the Playboy Mansion was freak offs. And he never got no charges. And they said underage girls was going over there to that Playboy Mansion where Hugh Hefner was at. And he never got raided. He never got raided. He looked at as an icon for doing the freak offs. I'm just saying, if you're going to get Puffy, get him. But get them all. You're going to get Eric Adams for taking flights and hotels and all that, expediting permits, cool, get him. But get all of them. Go look at what de Blasio was doing. Go look at what Rudy Giuliani was doing. Go look at everybody. Since they going back 20 years and all that, go look at Giuliani, go look at all of them. That's why we tell y'all about anti-black racism. Some of y'all don't think that that's real. That is real, and you can clearly see it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We really appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's very, very important. And we're happy you're here. Make sure you tell your friends and family that what we're talking about here is very, very important for them to get this information. Because if they get this information, if you just tell your family, look, watch the platform for about a month. If you can't learn anything within 30 days of this platform, then hey, I would understand. You say, hey, I ain't learned nothing in 30 days. We didn't have no engaging conversation in 30 days. Just give us a good month. I'm pretty sure in a lot of ways we could change your mind, because I get a lot of emails when people say, man, I watched your platform about a good 3 months, and man, I understand now. I see it. I didn't see it before, but I see the light, and that's beautiful. Seeing the light is beautiful, beautiful. And that's what I want y'all to see, is see the light from the foolishness of teaching and preaching, right? All right. So thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m.